What's up everyone? I have a 5 Cyclops victory for you today, and believe me when I say this is the most disgusting 5 of a kind that I have ever gotten. Like, you've probably seen a lot of people go for 5 of a kind behemoth and declaring it the easiest 5 of a kind that is in the unicorn pack, but believe me, you haven't seen anything yet. So subscribe if you like what you see. This is going to be an insanely good run, and I think you'll be begging for a nerf for the Cyclops if you haven't been already by the end of this video. For now though, we are going to be just barely not surviving this fight, but thankfully we do get the heart back, and actually we're going to be going for some sort of XP build. Go figure. Like, I haven't been doing that the entire time the unicorn pack has been out. But yeah, I think we're going to be preserving as many level ups as possible for turn 5, because the Cyclops is a tier 4 unit. In case you don't know what it does, the Cyclops ability is that whenever a friendly pet levels up, the Cyclops is going to give it +1 experience and +2 mana. And mana for most builds that I try to make is not super relevant, but believe me, for this build mana is going to be incredibly overpowered. Just you wait and see. For now though, we're just setting up for some level ups in the green monster thingy that I have on the team. I've been taking it a lot and I still don't know its name. It's a real shame, I know. But yeah, I think if we get lucky, we should be getting a Cyclops right here, if I dare to try to level up, which I think I should in a second. And the result is that we indeed do get a Cyclops. So what is going to be our plan, you might be wondering. And the answer is that we are going to be going after a 5 Cyclops run that is going to be consisting of all of them being level 1.5 with a gingerbread mana on. And we're doing that because we are actually going to be using the in-battle scaling of the Cyclops. We're going to be doing that by getting everything leveled up mid-fight, and that way it's going to give the entire team stats and mana. And it's actually going to give them crazy amount of stats and mana, and you'll see what I mean later on. But for now you can just catch a glimpse of what I mean with the units that we have on the team already. Like the Lucky Cat right here is going to get some stats, some mana, and is this mana going to be relevant? It turns out it won't be, just because it's 2 mana, but when we put like 4 and 5 Cyclopses on the team, eventually it's going to get to crazy amounts of mana. Here we find the second Cyclops of the team, so the Lucky Cat might even be getting to level 3 mid-fight already. I actually think it's 1 XP short, sadly, but I think it's going to be good enough for now. Our opponent running triple Cyclops, better than our double Cyclops setup, and I believe they are going to win because of that. You can see the amount of mana they generate actually is enough to take out our strongest unit. If you don't know what mana does, it usually is used to power up abilities, but whenever we are going for a level build with no mana abilities, it's just going to deal its mana equivalent as damage whenever the pet faints. So yeah, I think now we will have a level 3 Lucky Cat, and we're going to get it up to a pretty big amount of mana. Just look at this, 17, 18 with 12 mana, and just look at this, it nukes the enemy team, or at least the last unit of the enemy team. So yeah, that's the plan, but for all of our units, hopefully we get another ogre pretty quickly. I don't know, I'm starting to make mistakes actually. People are calling it an ogre, but it's very obviously a Cyclops. You can even see the single eye that it has. It's kind of a contagious disease. I don't want to be calling it that, but I guess a lot of people make similarities to Shrek, so they call it an ogre. Whatever the case though, you can see our mana amount is increasing every single turn as we get some levels and gingerbread men onto the ogres, Cyclopses I mean. So yeah, hopefully we keep finding more, and thankfully this is the 4th Cyclops that we need for the 5 of a kind. we're going to need some chocolates as well. We can't just be rolling into Cyclopses and nothing to do with them. I think I'm actually even going to make this Cyclops into a chocolate. Yep, making a level 1.5 and yet another level 1.5. So you can kind of start to see the madness that is about to unfold. Just take a look at this. Our opponent running a proper mana build with a Mana Hound and a Chimera. But look at the amount of mana that we generate. Oh my god, it's absolutely crazy. 40 mana on the Lucky Cat and 26 mana on the rest of the ogres. Nuts. So basically this is a better Stonefish. It just deals 26 or 40 damage to whatever kills it. So the opponent doesn't even have a chance to react. It might be even competitive with like 100 thingy behemoth. I don't know, like at this point in the game there's no way you could be getting a 100, but I think there's still a pretty decent shot that this team competes. Like look at this, every single turn we're getting crazy amounts of mana. We're going to be getting up to 40 and 26 once again. Our opponent is getting up to 20 mana with a single pet, and unfortunately, yeah, they cannot grasp our greatness and we end up beating them easily. We're just looking for the final Cyclops at this point, and thankfully we do find it, but we're going to be using it for experience, so we get all of the Cyclopses to gain 25 mana throughout the turn and massive stats as well, so that it's even easier for us to win. And would you look at that, there's another mana team with a behemoth, so the rivalry is starting to form right here, but are we going to be able to beat them? And you can probably tell by the stats and mana that we generate. Now we're in the 30s and the Lucky Cat is generating almost 50 mana, that it's not going to be a very big deal for us to defeat them. Like insane stuff, I don't know what to tell you anymore. We're going to be taking a level up on the Lucky Cat right now. And we're doing this just because it's going to give us 3 gold next turn, and we're hoping that on this turn we get to transition away from the Lucky Cat and into the final Cyclops. And yeah, if we manage to get 5 Cyclopses to level 1.5 with a Gingerbread Man, I think it's going to be game over for the opponents. For now though, we're probably going to keep this Lucky Cat even though we find the Cyclops, just because it has some pretty decent stats and pretty decent mana, so hopefully it doesn't make us lose on this turn. That's why I kept it. And it's looking like it will be a pretty easy victory once again, and maybe I was worried over nothing because I had forgotten that every single ogre is getting mana in the 30s and stats in the 20s, and it turns out to be an easy victory. So we sell the Lucky Cat, we buy the Gingerbread Man and the Cyclops, and thankfully we do roll into the chocolate. So yeah, the build is complete at this point. Just for the meme, I'm starting to buy Peaches of Immortality. I haven't talked about this food on the channel just yet, but its effect is that it gives +1/+1, and every consecutive time that you buy it, it gives +1/+1 more. So in theory you could be buying it 50 times and getting a +50/+50 from a single food item, but that would require way too much gold. Instead, let's just generate an infinite amount of mana and destroy our opponents that way. Every single ogre on the team has 40+ mana, so yeah, not even a contest there, just look at this. We're going to continue the buying of the peaches. We are very lucky with rolling so many more of them, like I think we're going to be getting up to +5/+5 from a single peach. But yeah, another battle, another long sequence of the Cyclopses helping each other out. And you can see our opponent actually has a full level 3 team as well, and a behemoth that is over 50 stats. But is that going to be useful for them? Of course not, just look at this, 64 damage snipes all over the shop. I don't know what to say anymore. But yeah, this is going to be the final turn. A truly incredible run. I don't advocate for pets being nerfed, but I think Cyclops really does deserve a nerf. But for now, I really hope you enjoyed, and if you did, I hope that you like, sub, do all the generic stuff, and I will talk to you next time. Take care.